The SVD is one of the best guns in Escape from Tarkov that so many people hate. I want to show you how I build the gun and give you some tips on how I approach doing Punisher Part 6. In recent wipes, they made the change where you can't go in a factory anymore, where I used to just buy a normal SVD, throw an OKP7 on it, and just roll factory until I got the quest done. But now you got to be a bit more methodical with it, and I've got a build that actually will help you get the quest done a little bit easier. One of my biggest gripes with the SVD is it doesn't have a lot of ergo, so when you're ADSing, you always run out of a hand stamp. So I want to show you a build that has pretty good ergo, and it honestly made this quest way easier for me. Hope this video helps you out, so let's crack straight. My first tip for completing Punisher is keep your distance. Treat this gun like a sniper. It is a marksman rifle after all. I'm trying to find good spots, hold angles for a little while, and I found I was quite successful with doing it this way. Obviously, sometimes you get into a situation where you have to fight up close. And that brings me to my second tip, which is point fire in these close quarter fights. Point fire is so strong in Tarkov. I actually rarely ADS the gun when I'm in these close to medium range fights because of the long barrel. I normally just aim for the chest, spam a couple shots of 7.62 54R PS, and put them down in a couple shots. It's easier for me to show you this build just starting from the stock one and removing all the base parts. Mainly this is because the handguard that I use replaces the gas block for the SVD. It's the SAG MK1, and that's where we're going to get a significant amount of our ergo. You can see already that we're at 33 ergo, almost 10 ergo higher than the other SVD build, and we haven't even updated any other parts. I like to run the RK3, which is plus 7 ergo, and for the stock, I use the Viper PDW, which is plus 21 ergo. Normally I run a 20 round mag, which is minus 1 ergo, but it's worth it to have the extra ammo. And the foregrip that I like to use is the MVF001 A3 tactical foregrip. It's plus 10 ergo. Sometimes I was running the Monstrum tactical foregrip, which is plus 8 ergo, and I was running a suppressor, but for this build to show you, I'll keep it as the loud SVD, but I just like having a suppressor. It's a minus 20, I believe, or minus 22 ergo hit, which might be worth it to you, but I'll show it to you without it. And then I normally like to run a flashlight, so that's gonna be minus 2 ergo, minus 1 for the 2-inch rail, and minus 1 for the flashlight itself. For showing the price of the SVD, I'm probably going to leave out the scope because scopes have gotten more expensive now that you can't buy them from the trader. But what I was running was the Voodoo, but the Voodoo costs 105,000. So I'm going to leave the scope completely out of the calculation for this because you might be in a situation where you want to run the Voodoo, or you might be in a situation where you want to run some other scope like a hammer or an Elcan or whatever that you prefer. So given that the base SVD build is, or the stock SVD from Prapper is 93,000, I'm just going to remove some of the parts that would be already on that stock build. So removing all the parts that are already on the stock SVD, and granted that the price is 93,000, we can add 85,000 on top of that. That brings us to 170k without, or 180k without actually having a scope on there. So it's definitely not the full price, but for like 250,000 rubles for a gun, it's definitely not the cheapest gun in the world. But I feel like it's definitely worth the additional price just to get your ergo up there. Running this gun can suck, but if you're running the stock one every time and you're just dying over and over and over again, you're going to spend way more than spending 250k now and surviving more raids. I'm just going into an offline raid with both of these guns to show you how much snappier the ergo version is. So I'm going to show you both perspectives side by side so you can make the call for yourself. So I hope maybe this video helps you finish Punisher Part 6. Definitely helped me finish it this wipe, because the stock SVD kind of makes me wanna. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, throwing it a like, sending it to some friends, and know that I stream 4 days a week on Twitch, and my links will be down below.